The 6 o'clock news starts right now.
The day after severe storms swept through today was about surveying the damage after last night's storms brought heavy downpours, strong winds, and hail.
People living in Hondo spending most of the day cleaning up the debris left by those storms. Businesses along Highway 90 impacted too. The roof was ripped off a building there. The owner says they also had some water damage. City leaders also spent today officially assessing the damage throughout this community.
Inside is the water leaking everywhere, so basically we're out of business until we get fixed.
Although the city of Hondo was very fortunate in that we only suffered damage. In checking with the hospital this morning, they had no reportable injuries, no fatalities.
The city of Hondo now waiting to hear back from the National Weather Service, which surveyed last night's storm damage to learn whether it was in fact a tornado that tore through that town.
And you're now looking at Sky 12 footage over D'Hanis, shot just a few minutes ago. Rain-soaked and dealing with the reality the tornado may have hit them as well. Our Katrina Weber went to D'Hanis earlier today, where homeowners were rebuilding and counting their blessings.
The scars from a brutal battle with nature are everywhere. Heavy rain joined by monstrous winds and giant-sized hail beat down on D'Hanis late last night.
We were sitting in the bathroom, like I said, and it sounded like someone was just standing on the side of the house hitting it with a sledgehammer.
It looked like that, too. The storm, which Ryan Clark is convinced was a tornado, held back nothing.
Softball-sized hail come through the windows and ended up all the way down the hallway through the house. It's bad. There's a lot of glass inside. There's a lot of water damage on the furniture.
One of the first calls they and many neighbors made this morning was to their insurance companies, hoping for help. This storm not only destroyed property, but also brought people things that don't belong to them. That trampoline actually belongs to someone on the other side of the fence. And if you come over here, you can see a shed that actually belongs in a neighbor's yard. At another home, it was all about helping neighbors stay safe.
I'm thankful that we invested the money for that. I hoped to never use it.
Friends thought Raquel Morin was crazy for buying a storm shelter, which she and her husband just had installed Monday. They were able to open their storm doors to others just in time.
It was loud, rumbling, banging on it, and we were just there with we had lamps in there and just kind of praying, honestly.
Now, everyone's focus here is on making repairs.
Say your prayers for little old D'Hanis. Yeah. We need it.
And putting the town back together again. Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
All that damage. Well, last night's storm's the latest reminder of how destructive the weather can be and how valuable insurance can be. Not just for homeowners, it can be an important safety net for renters as well. During the February freeze, Almani El-Sawa's pipes burst in her apartment, ruining her belongings, forcing her to move out. Her renter's insurance covered most of her losses and reimbursements, most of her hotel costs as well.
You don't know when you're going to need it until you need it. And then once you need it, then you're like glad that you have it.
Her policy is about $20 a month, and although you can find it for even less, consumer advocates say get several quotes and be sure you understand what is and is not covered. Renter's insurance can also cover theft, even from your car.
It's been exactly 1 week since the county resumed sending out jury service summons. This is the first time that's been done since a moratorium on jury service was ordered last year amid concerns over the spread of COVID-19. Paul Venema with a look at some major changes you'll notice if you're called for jury duty.
When you receive one of these jury summons, it'll give you a date to report. But that doesn't mean you head for the courthouse, as in days past.
When they report, they do it online through Zoom, through a virtual means. So there is going to be a Zoom link for them to click on and then log on.
You'll complete a questionnaire and be given an opportunity to express any COVID-related concerns, including one frequently asked question.
Have to have been vaccinated before you can even be considered for jury duty.
Whether or not an individual has been vaccinated prior to jury service is something that judges cannot ask. There's HIPAA issues, and there's other privacy issues that are related to vaccinations themselves.
He says that health officials estimate that by June, over 50% of eligible jurors will have been vaccinated. By fall, estimates jump to 75 to 85%. Still, the days of large gatherings of prospective jurors in the central jury room are gone.
They're going to appear via Zoom The judge then will qualify them, take all the information that they need.
Then they'll be given a date to report in person.
When a juror reports to the courthouse for jury service, they're going to go to the specific room where that jury service is going to be.
The judge says that all COVID protocols, masks, social distancing, and hand washing will remain in place with public safety top of mind.
If things proceed the way we believe it's going to proceed, then we'll slowly start to ramp things up.
Paul Venema, KSAT 12 News.
The children's shelter announcing today it will be furloughing 68 employees at its emergency shelter. This is after the state put an indefinite hold on housing any kids there.
Yeah, if it wants to keep a state contract it has through its family tapestry operations, the children's shelter has to turn things around in the state's eyes. Garrett Berger walks us through how it plans to do that.
Citing instances of not accepting children into its care or finding placements for them, as well as the overall situation which she says threatened the safety of children, Jamie Masters, the commissioner of the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services, told the children's shelter last week that it was on placement hold. That meant all the children in its emergency shelter had to be moved elsewhere by this past Monday, and she ordered a detailed plan on how it intends to place children in its care and produce results in 30 days. The plan the children's shelter came up with has various steps to grow its capacity for accepting kids in the short term or placing them long term, including allowing older children into the emergency shelter if they're part of a sibling group and working with a faith-based group for foster placements. They also plan some management and safety changes, including bringing on the former head of Child Protective Services to help with day-to-day operations and partnering with an outside advisor to find gaps in safety practices at the emergency shelter. The letter the children's shelter president and CEO sent back with the plan also included some strongly worded defense of its operations. Ultimately, Commissioner Masters will have to sign off on the plan. A DFPS spokesman indicated the agency will likely work with the children's shelter to make sure the plan is acceptable and also that they're following through. Garrett Berger, KSAT 12 News.
San Antonio police searching for this man, Cristian Avila Martinez, saying he's wanted on 2 counts of injury to a child. SAPD says Martinez believed to be in the San Antonio area. Anyone with information on his whereabouts encouraged to contact police. The number on your screen right there, 210-207-7614. Again, if you see this man, the number on your screen is the one to call, 210-207-7614. 7614.
Meantime, police also searching for a woman who hasn't been seen in days. This is 34-year-old Crystal Lopez. She was last seen Monday in the 17,000 block of Henderson Pass. That's near Highway 281 and Loop 1604 on the north side. If you have any information about where she might be, you're asked to call San Antonio Police at the number you see here, 210-207-7579. You are looking at Nuns on the Run, all for a good cause, their youth ministry. They want you to join them on Saturday for a virtual fun run, even if it's indoors, given the rainy forecast for Saturday. The sisters also known for their devotion to the San Antonio Spurs. But as Jesse DeGollado tells us, the same pandemic that kept them from attending last year's Spurs games also took a personal toll on these Salesian sisters.
They may be the Spurs nuns, but not all of them have the shirts to prove it.
I do not have one, but I'll take one if they want to give me one.
Before entering the convent, the sister, also known as Sister B, coached high school basketball.
Coach Popovich, I like the way he works.
Coach Pop and his team have huge fans among the sisters and those they help through their youth ministry. It's a ministry that continues despite losing 3 of their sisters in the pandemic. It also afflicted all but 7 in their convent, including Sister Bernadette.
But sometimes there is the cross too, there has to be a cross for the resurrection to happen.
The Christian values of love and friendship.
Through it all, they say the young people they serve were still in their prayers.
Where is God leading us in this moment, and how can we reach people even in the midst of difficulties?
Why not a virtual fun run, they thought, to help benefit the youth ministry here? A first for its province, it's already a national event for the Salesian Order. And after what they've been through, they say it would be proof.
We're not done. This mission is alive and well and active in all different circumstances.
Jesse DeGollado, KSAT 12 News.
On a mission and having some fun in the process. For information about how you can sign up for Saturday's virtual fun run and learn more about the Salesian Sisters Youth Ministry, go to our website at ksat.com.
All right, live cam out there right now, 72 degrees, and, we got some follow-up showers even today from what we had last night, Adam.
We did. We added a little bit more, about 1/10 of an inch earlier today from the little boundary, little wind shift that moved through. The aquifer, it's still rising, but so far it's up about 3.5 feet compared to yesterday, and it continues to climb, and we're going to keep adding to the aquifer's accumulations here into the next couple of days. Here's a look at the main zones where we want the rain to fall to boost the aquifer, especially this purple zone right here, the recharge zone, but even the contributing zone is nice. And you look at the rainfall over the past 36 hours, and of course, yes, it was very beneficial, and some of it did fall right in the sweet spot for the Edwards Aquifer in particular. We saw accumulations on the order of 2 to 4, and even some parts of San Antonio closer to 6 inches of rainfall. This evening and tonight, rain becoming scattered. We'll talk about those rain potential and how much coming up.
It's just about time now for the daily COVID-19 briefing, where we're continuing to get numbers on vaccination efforts in our community. Let's go live.
And this is our COVID-19 update for the San Antonio community. Tonight's weekly vaccination report shows that 839,813 individuals have received at least one dose of the COVID-19 vaccine in our community, and a full 571,530 people have been fully vaccinated. This means we now have 55.5% of our population who has at least one dose and 37.9% who are fully vaccinated. So those numbers continue to go in the right direction, and please note that we have plenty of supply. So if you have not gotten your vaccine yet, please get one as soon as you can. And so on that note, effective tomorrow, April 30th, everyone 16 years of age or older can receive a COVID-19 vaccine all day at the Alamo Dome drive-through clinic without an appointment, Tuesdays through Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. Again, you do not need an appointment to go to the Alamo Dome Tuesdays through Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 6:30 p.m., and those vaccines are free of charge. If you prefer to make an appointment, we will open 10,000 more Alamo Dome vaccine clinic appointments this Sunday at 2 p.m. Visit covid19.sanantonio.gov to register for one of those appointments. Tonight, we're reporting 341 new cases of COVID-19, which brings our total to 217,219. Our 7-day rolling average is now at 235. A reminder that, again, COVID-19 is still circulating in our community as we continue to get folks vaccinated. So please get vaccinated to help us end this pandemic and do your part, such as mask wearing, social distancing, and proper hygiene to protect others and yourself from the virus in the meantime. Fortunately, we do have no new deaths to report tonight. Please keep our neighbors and friends and loved ones who have lost loved ones in your prayers this evening. Over in our hospitals, we've seen a couple days of downturns in the hospital numbers, which is good news. There are 240 COVID-19 patients in local hospitals tonight. There are 21 new admissions in the last 24 hours. 67 patients tonight are in ICU, and 44 are on ventilators with COVID-19. Now, on to Commissioner Clay Flores for an update on the county.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm County Commissioner Rebecca Clay Flores. To date, Bexar County Hospital UHS has administered a total of 388,321 vaccinations and 14,000 doses this week. Our Wonderland Crossroads site is continuing to accept walk-ins every single day. As the mayor said, hospitalizations today are at 240. But if you consider that a month ago, only 30 days ago, we had 192 people in the hospital, which means that 48 more people are in the hospital today than were in the hospital a month ago. People still need to get vaccinated, yet the vaccination rate is slowing down. Many Americans are choosing not to get vaccinated. I saw in Good Morning America today that there are many vaccines that are going to expire. Yet there are countries like India that are being ravaged by death. And I have cousins in Mexico who still can't get vaccinated because there's not enough for our age group. We are privileged Americans, and we can choose to get vaccinated. We even have options to choose from, 3 different options, and they are all free. I've had to get several vaccinations over the last years because of different countries that I've wanted to go to, and they can be quite expensive. I said early on that I didn't think it was fair for me to get a vaccine just because of my position as county commissioner until older adults and people with underlying health conditions in Precinct 1 got their vaccines first. Now that most people in those categories have been vaccinated, I am choosing to take the 1-shot Johnson & Johnson on my birthday, Cinco de Mayo. And I invite you to come out and get the 1-shot and get it over with and celebrate Cinco de Mayo with me at the Bexar County Hospital, UHS Clinic on the south side at 4503 South Zarzamora from 11 to 2 next Wednesday. Come by during lunch, go in, get your 1-shot, come out, show your vaccine card. We will have tamales for you. We will have mariachis. You can set up an appointment by calling my office at 210-335-2611. Come celebrate Cinco de Mayo with me. I want to travel again. I want to hug my mother again. So please come join me. Choose to get vaccinated. Get your 1-shot on Cinco de Mayo. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. And as you know, we've been getting a lot of questions to Metro Health Department, our health professionals here at the city. And so every briefing, we also want to ask one of those questions on the air in case that question is on your mind. So I'm going to pose this one to Dr. Espinoza.
All right, wrapping up the daily briefing there, and County Commissioner Rebecca Clay Flores getting personal about her vaccination efforts. She was saying that on her birthday coming up on Cinco de Mayo, she is going to be getting the Johnson & Johnson 1-shot dose. That, of course, is the one that was put on pause by the FDA and the CDC after reports of extremely rare blood clots in some women who received that. So you can tell she's got confidence in that and is encouraging others, whatever they choose, to go out and get your vaccination.
Yeah, she's asking people to join them, asking even people to call her office if they want to schedule an appointment right now. But yeah, she's getting the Johnson & Johnson 1-shot vaccine because she is concerned that the rate of vaccinations is slowing down so rapidly in San Antonio and Bexar County. She wants to encourage people to go out and get their vaccinations. Also interesting, we've reached 55.5% of the population that's got at least 1 dose right now, 37.9% that are fully vaccinated. And again, the mayor also saying plenty of supply. So much so, if you're 16 and older, you can show up at the Alamodome drive-through clinic and get in between 9 and 6:30. They are now taking anyone 16 and older. You do not need an appointment.
Not just in the afternoons. It's an all-day walk-up drive-through event.
All right, let's switch over to weather right now and talk to Adam Caskey about what we have seen and what we are still to see this perhaps as early as tomorrow, Adam.
Yeah, tonight and tomorrow we'll have some hit or miss scattered showers coming and going, but we are expecting more widespread and heavier activity by tomorrow night. Let's get to our future cast here. And this is what we're, I think, really expecting, especially in terms of the coverage. You notice how we have some scattered activity coming and going tonight and even to start the day tomorrow. It's going to be hit or miss. It's not going to be raining everywhere at the same time. There will be some embedded moderate showers. Notice 7 o'clock, this model's laying off the precipitation a little bit, just keeping it damp out there. Tomorrow's basically going to be garden variety run-of-the-mill activity. We get into tomorrow night on into at least the first half of Saturday. Notice midnight Saturday here, heavier precipitation, heavier rain, some thunderstorms as well, maybe a stray severe storm into Saturday. But for the most part, I think we're just looking at widespread soaking heavy rainfall, which could lead to some flash flooding issues. Actually, will probably lead to some flash flooding issues. So if you're traveling Friday night or Saturday, you want to exercise extreme caution and watch out for any water on those roadways. Once we get into Saturday night, we start to clear out, and by Sunday, nothing but sunshine. Right now, we're 60s in the hill country, 80s south of San Antonio, but in town, we're 71. Tomorrow, we'll start the day at 63. Again, off and on hit or miss scattered showers throughout the day tomorrow, a few thunderstorms, but likely not severe. 76 the high temperature. Then we get into Friday night through Saturday, the more widespread soaking rain. Sunday, sunny, back up to near 90, and Monday going to be sunny and even warmer, mid-90s.
All All right, more chances. Thanks, Adam.
All right, did somebody leave a door open? It's getting kind of drafty.
Yes, you went there.
I did.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And it wasn't good.
It's the glasses.
Yeah.
It kind of clouds my judgment sometimes.
Yeah, it's your turn.
We are talking the NFL draft.
Yeah. Yes, we are.
And we have some area guys who will hopefully hear their names called within the 3 days. We're talking about Mond, Stearns, and Merrick. More coming up. Plus, it was signing day at East Central High School. We got it coming up.
Pro football coverage, powered by Davis Law Firm.
A semblance of normalcy will be felt tonight in the 2021 NFL Draft in Cleveland, Ohio. A select number of prospects, fans, and media crews will be allowed on the grounds as the NFL welcomes this year's rookie class, starting tonight at 7 here live on KSAT 12. We are expecting some area prospects to hear their name called during the 3-day event, like Reagan Rattler, Kellen Mond, Steel Knight, Caden Stearns, and Smithson Valley ex Trayvon Merrick. The Dallas Cowboys, who have 10 picks and the 10th overall selection in round 1, interviewed Merrick recently, who is widely considered the best safety in this year's draft class. And here's part of that interview.
What's the one thing you feel like you do best as a football player?
I definitely just come back to the versatility aspect, being able to move around. I played different roles, a bunch of different positions. I'd also say communication. That was a big thing at TCU, was making sure we could all communicate and then just processing.
Congratulations, your credit to football, and I'm proud of your career that you had there at TCU.
Thank you, that means a lot. I really appreciate that.
Jerry Jones with some love for Merrick there at the end. Several mock drafts have Trayvon going in the first round, anywhere from number 17 to 31. The Houston Texans will have to wait until round 3 to make their first pick with the 67th overall selection. Texans general manager Nick Caserio said it's not difficult at all to not be picking until the 3rd round because the Texan staff is busy evaluating the players that may be available at 67. Still, what's the potential of the Texans moving up or back in the draft?
I would say there's no set formula, Mark, of going up or going down. And it's very player specific and very player driven. So if you feel like you might be at risk of potentially losing a player and there's a player that you really like, okay, maybe it's worth moving 5 or 6 spots. And then what's the cost associated with doing that? So again, we're going to have to look at our picks, what we have, what gives us the opportunity to move up. If we want to move down, we think we can move back and acquire the same player. There's some risk involved in that, right? So you try to weigh everything and just try to make a good decision whenever you have to pick.
The Texans have 8 total picks and quite a few positions of need. It was a big morning at East Central High School with several student athletes signing their national letter of intent. Lots of smiles behind those masks. Cheyenne D'Antonio is going to Austin College. Trista Salas to Victoria College, both for volleyball. Baseball player Robert Gibbs will head to Luna Community College. Jordan Lopez to UTEP. Marisol Vargas to Texas A&M San Antonio. Leah Gonzalez to Trinity University, all 3 for softball. Malachi Weatherly at Eastfield College for basketball. Calvin Solis will play football at McPherson College. And Katie Garcia will go to the College of Idaho for diving.
I really like the atmosphere there and what they had to offer for my degree. And I think that it would be a great fit for me. My high school coach, she graduated from there.
The academics first and foremost. They have a really good liberal arts program where I'm going. And then also the coach seems amazing. I've actually got to practice with him before. It's honestly the best feeling ever because me and the other 2 girls that are signing, we've been playing together since we were 10. I mean, we've gone to every single practice together, every single tournament, workouts, day in and day out. All 3 of us have put so much work into this sport and into becoming the players that we are today. So to see it all just pay off and all 3 of us get the chance to go play college softball, it's such a blessing.
A huge signing class. Congratulations to all of them.
Absolutely.
Lots to go around. Thanks, Larry. Our KSAT Q&A is up next. It feels like there is a light at the end of this pandemic tunnel, but we are not there yet. Still work to do and still COVID questions to be answered. So in today's KSAT Q&A, we bring in Dr. Ruth Berggren, infectious disease specialist with the Long School of Medicine at UT San Antonio, UT Health San Antonio. Thanks so much, as always, for your time. Let's start with masking right now, because more and more people getting vaccinated in our community. There is some hesitancy, which we'll talk about in a minute. But for people who have been vaccinated, what are the mask rules at this point?
Well, let's start with the happy part. You've been vaccinated, you're fully vaccinated. You now get to take your mask off when you're indoors with other vaccinated people, including people that aren't even from your own household. And you also get to be unmasked with one other household where people may not have been vaccinated yet. So that's really neat. We all get to take our masks off when we go outdoors, especially if we're not in a crowded place. So there's been real progress, and I want to give everybody a boost of energy and enthusiasm and optimism about the fact that we are making significant progress. Now, with respect to indoors and masking, vaccination doesn't give you permission to go around without a mask all the time. So if, for example, you are in a workplace where others may not have been vaccinated, or your clients may not have been vaccinated, you've got to wear your mask in that situation, and you should ask your clients and your coworkers to mask as well, and they should mask. Remember that the vaccines, as amazing as they are, as miraculous as they are not 100% effective. They are 94 to 95% effective. That means that there's a 5% chance 5 people out of 100 could be walking around with COVID, shedding it, and not even knowing it. So because of that, you have to be careful, not just for yourself, but for other people, and continue to mask when you're indoors or in crowded places and among people who are unvaccinated.
You know, Doctor, it wasn't that long ago where the demand outstripped the supply as far as vaccinations go and the number of doses that we had. Now it's kind of flipped. The mayor even said tonight, we have plenty of supply. We need people to come in and get vaccinated. What is your message to people out there who are maybe still on the fence about getting one of these shots?
These vaccines are miraculous. They are just amazing. They are our exit ramp. You want to get out of this whole pandemic mess, get a vaccine, do it for yourself and do it for the whole community. I am a doctor who rounds in the hospital, and today I was rounding on COVID patients, sick COVID patients, people as young as 24 with no underlying medical conditions who have needed to go to the ICU. It's still hard to predict who's going to get really sick from it, and when it's bad, it's really, really bad. So I can speak about that from our own location here in San Antonio, and then I would urge people to look around you, look what's happening in the world. India right now is being devastated, and they don't have enough vaccine, and they're running out of oxygen. People are dying in the parking lots of hospitals. You know what? When that happens, the virus has every opportunity to start mutating. And when it mutates, it gets away from the protection that our vaccines afford. So we need to get vaccinated so we prevent the virus from getting ahead of us and mutating away from the protection that the vaccine gives us.
The Johnson & Johnson vaccine now back in use. And when the news about the blood clots in those few patients came out, there was some comparison to, well, there's risk of blood clots when women take birth control. And perhaps there's an increased risk if you take birth control and you get the Johnson & Johnson shot. Can you clarify that for us? Yes, sure. I think the most important thing for everybody to remember is that COVID itself has a huge risk of blood clots. You have a 16% risk of getting some kind of blood clot from the COVID infection itself. That is way, way higher than the risk of getting blood clots from contraception, which is higher than blood clots from the vaccine itself. So if there's any increase in blood clots from contraception plus vaccine, it's trivial, and it doesn't even come close to the increased risk of blood clot from getting the COVID infection itself. And I want to add one more clarifying point, if I may. The problem with blood clots seems to be really focused on women who are younger than 55. If you are a female between 18 and 50 to 55, that's where the slightly higher risk is. It's still a very low risk overall, but it is really focused on that age group of women, and that's more important than whether or not there's contraception involved.
And I want to say, before we let you go, Doctor, I just want to point out, you have been immunized, I have been immunized, Myra has been immunized. I mean, we don't talk about our personal views very often, but this is something that's very important to get us to herd immunity, which 75-80% of us need to be immunized for that to happen. Is that right?
Yes, that's true for the total population. But let me remind you that about 25% of the population is too young to get immunized. So if you want 76% of us to be immune, that means all of us, 100% of us who are over the age of 18 need to get vaccinated to achieve that number. So let's get out there. Let's do it. We can. We have the vaccine. We have the will. We have the vaccinators. We are so privileged in this country to have access to this miraculous vaccine. Let's get out and do it.
We all want to get there. Still a ways to go, though. Dr. Berggren, as always, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
We'll be right back. Take a look around America today. A California family came home to find hundreds of birds had taken over their house. The family from Torrance, California says they came home from dinner, walked into a scene that looked like it was taken right out of Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds. Hundreds of birds invaded their home. They refused to leave. Look at them all. Oof. The family left that house, stayed at a hotel while the birds, more than 800 of them, were removed by hand.
That is bizarre.
But as you could tell, there's still quite the reminder that they were there.
Yeah. That's not fun. Look outside with live cam. It's still gray out there, still raining off and on today. We're not done with this, Adam.
No, we're not done at all, actually. A very good soaking is on the way, and I'll be back in a moment to talk about how much rain could fall and where. This evening, though, a stray sprinkle through sunset. By the midnight hour and thereafter, we'll have some scattered activity developing, just mainly garden variety, run-of-the-mill, good showers popping up. Coverage will be about 40% of South Texas at any given time, and that's going to be the case through the day tomorrow. It's tomorrow night when things should pick up a bit, and we're going to get into those details and let you know when to expect it, how it's going to affect your weekend, and how much rain you could get coming up.
You know, they say you have to kiss a lot of toads to meet a prince. Don't kiss this one, according to a study published Wednesday. This newly identified species found in the mountains of Brazil. The amphibian measures just under an inch long. It's part of a genus called pumpkin toads, for obvious reasons.
This tiny neon orange toadlet was actually first found in 2016. Toadlet, I know, word of the day here. But they initially thought that belonged to an existing species. And yes, it is poisonous, but the threat to humans is minimal. You can touch it with your bare hands, but don't touch your eyes or your mouth afterward.
Don't kiss it.
No kissing.
Yeah.
The toadlet.
Toadlet.
The pumpkin toadlet.
We're going to have some stormlets developing. You know, nothing severe, just some small, minor showers and storms. Stormlets.
Stormlets.
Yeah, like this.
Makes all the sense.
It does. They're onto something. Okay, let's talk about the benefits of what we had last night. Of course, the rain came at a cost, and unfortunately, especially along Highway 90 west of San Antonio, D'Hanis, Hondo, Castroville, was not a good situation. But we did see some good rainfall elsewhere. Just at the airport in San Antonio, we picked up over 3 inches, and that puts us up over 4 inches for the month. And yesterday's rain event was actually the largest single-day rain event since October of 2019. You look at the data since January 1st, we're at 7 inches. Now we're 0.85 inches below the year-to-date average for precipitation. You can see the sweet spot west of I-35 that includes basically half of Bexar County west of I-35, and you get up into the hill country, Highway 90 corridor. Garner State Park, 3.63 inches. Medina, 2.14. Bernie had about 2/3 of an inch. West side of San Antonio, especially around 1604 and 410, 151 area, that's where we had anywhere from 4 to 6 inches of rain measured. And those are actual measurements. And here's another way to look at it. This is the drought monitor, updated every Thursday. And we just now start to see the exceptional drought creep into LaSalle County, Cotulla, and especially just east near Los Angeles, close to Fowlerton. That's starting to creep northward. This does not take into account the rainfall we had yesterday. Next week's will take that into account. You put the radar on top, and we did have a little bit of rain in that exceptional drought area, but we're likely to get more. Regardless, This stretch of extreme drought from Cotulla northward to Kerrville, yeah, we put a big dent in that drought, and we're going to see those improvements this time next week when the newest drought monitor will be released, taking into account that information and the new data. So that's a positive there. The other positive is we're going to keep really hacking away at the drought because of this big upper level low near El Paso. This is dropping through Mexico, northern Mexico, and into South Texas, and it's taking its time. And out ahead of it, we're going to be in this zone here where you see a lot of rainfall. Right now, it's in North Texas, but as this low moves, we're going to be in that area of good lift and shower-generating atmospheric conditions. Here's our future cast. Don't pay close attention to the exact placement of these showers. 5 a.m. tomorrow. We'll just have some hit or miss activity scattered across South Texas tonight, and off and on through the day tomorrow. We'll have dampness coming and going, maybe some rumbles of thunder and a few embedded heavier showers. But the heaviest rain is Friday night into Saturday. See midnight Saturday here at the top of the screen becomes more widespread. That's when the upper level low is positioned more favorably for some heavier and more widespread soaking rain. That's going to last through Saturday morning, and probably the entire first half of Saturday will have that widespread soaking rainfall. And some of us could very well see 3 inches of rain or more, especially closer to the Gulf coastline. This is very generalized and very vague, but what it basically tells us is the expectations are that most of South Texas will probably be clocking in around an inch of rain or more. Some locations could see over 3 inches, but that could cause some flash flooding as well. So exercise caution on the roads Friday night into Saturday. 71 now. Dew point is 63, some 80s south of town, 60s in the hill country tomorrow. We start the day at 63 and then just make it into the 70s for the afternoon high. Those hit or miss, widely separated showers, few thunderstorms coming and going, but they'll be stormlets, okay, not the kind that we had yesterday. And then we get into Friday night and Saturday, and it's widespread, heavier activity with the potential for potential for some flash flooding. Then Sunday we clear out sunny and right near 90, and that's going to last into Monday. I don't love to do this, but sometimes I think it's the right thing to do. And so I flashed that picture earlier. It's rubble to relic time after what we had last night. This is for folks along Highway 90. It's unfortunate that we have to do this sometimes, but I want to help you out, and that's the positive that comes from it. This was back when a tornado hit near downtown San Antonio, and Miss Stephanie there, I took her oak tree that got knocked over and damaged from her house as a result of it and turned it into a homemade thermometer. So I know some of you folks, we're talking D'Hanis, Castroville, Hondo, you're cleaning up. Drop me a line, thermometer@ksat.com. That's the email address, thermometer@ksat.com. If you have the appropriate size limb or part of a tree and we can find a way to get it, we might be able to turn a relic into that rubble of yours. All right, let's go to the winner of this week's homemade thermometer. And here we are. Our AR is not on, so it doesn't show up. Okay, well. I can show it maybe at the end of the show.
It's your Myra's sound effects.
Well, yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Usually it goes poof. Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to get it,
We
though.
need to fix the poof machine.
We have a winner. We just don't. Okay.
Magic machine.
The poof machine.
I'm glad we're doing the.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bright spot.
Yeah.
I hate having to do it, but I do enjoy.
Something to make people smile out of all of that.
Exactly.
Thanks, Adam.
In case you missed it, coming up next.
And a good morning to you. It is Thursday, the 29th of April. If you were able to sleep last night, I don't know how you did it.
We're here in Castroville where there's quite a bit of damage. Power's out to most of the town. And take a look at this. Winds were likely strong enough to topple this RV. It's now on its side.
And a local Conn's retail outlet has a lot to clean up this morning after the severe storms caused part of the roof to collapse overnight. Crews tell us the roof caused the back wall to collapse and the fire sprinklers broke, flooding the entire store.
We were at the stoplight and our truck was moving back and forth bad.
Scary moments for Hondo resident Josh Rodriguez. He was on the way to pick up dinner Wednesday night when all of a sudden,
our phones went off the alert, tornado warning.
Rodriguez went back home and sheltered in place.
But you can see where
hail as large as softballs rained down.
Take a look at the roof that was ripped off. The owner of the building says they also had water damage.
Also causing a lot of damage in Castroville. Downed power lines, fallen trees, an RV flipped on its side. Give an idea of just how strong those winds were. Some business owners fortunate they didn't see any damage, others not so lucky.
Here at home, the city's rapid response team was called out to move a tree from the middle of Woodstone Drive. And that's not the only place where stuff like this happened. The team received calls from more than 20 trees that have fallen during the storm. As of this morning, more than half of them have been cleaned up. If you come across this situation, though, the Public Works Department wants you to remember you can call 311 and get some help.
A reminder, we'll have a thermometer winner coming up at 10 tonight.
Yeah, and actually it'd be like 10:15 because of the draft. No 6 tomorrow, also because of the draft. See you about